I'm scared to death. But as the fight gets closer, the less nervous I become because it's reality. And in reality, I'm invincible.
If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come tell me in my face.
Whoa. This big boy shit, okay?
Big boy shit.
This big.
I was gonna rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me.
Like if you wasn't a boxer, what sport you think you'll play very well outside of boxing?
If I wasn't a boxer, I'd be a criminal.
Oh my God. I think Jake is in big trouble this time. Recently, a new training video of Mike Tyson hit the internet, and it's got everyone talking. Even Jake Paul, who has been confident about the upcoming fight, might be feeling a bit nervous now. In the video, Tyson's punches look as fast and powerful as ever. Meanwhile, Jake Paul is using his usual social media tricks to build the fight's excitement. So can the younger Paul avoid Tyson's legendary power, or is a knockout inevitable? Well, let's find out.
Not in the way of those punches because Tyson's a real fighter.
As both fighters intensify their preparations, their contrasting approaches to training and the fight have been evident. Tyson has been somewhat discreet about his training sessions. He occasionally shares glimpses of his workouts on social media, including videos of him hitting the heavy bag and sparring. In one such video, Tyson seemed particularly motivated, saying that he is charging right through his opponent, which has made his fans excited but also worried about his health. Jake Paul has taken a different route, using social media to promote himself and the fight aggressively. Known for his confident, sometimes brash personality, Paul has made it clear that he believes he can win, despite the obvious challenges. He has been studying Tyson's past fights closely, analyzing the techniques Tyson used in his prime, and developing a strategy to keep himself safe from the heavyweight's legendary punches. Paul's plan seems to revolve around using his footwork and staying agile, hoping to frustrate Tyson by avoiding direct confrontations and attacking when Tyson is out of position. There has been a lot of speculation about the fight, especially considering the huge age gap between the two fighters. Many experts are concerned about Tyson's health, especially after he had to withdraw from an earlier scheduled fight due to a flare-up of ulcers. Despite this, Tyson has reassured his fans that he is in good shape, though he has been candid about the difficulties of training at his age. He even mentioned that walking has become challenging after some of his intense sparring sessions. Yet Tyson's fierce determination shines through, and he has promised to knock Paul out cold, a statement that has added to the excitement and anticipation surrounding the fight. In addition to their physical preparations, the pre-fight banter has been heating up. Trash talk is common in boxing, but when it comes from a figure like Mike Tyson, it carries more weight. Tyson recently posted a playful but threatening video on social media, where he called Paul a little YouTuber and promised to put him to sleep. Paul, in response, took the taunts in stride, sharing the video on his Instagram with a series of shocked emojis. This exchange of verbal jabs has only added to the hype, with people eagerly awaiting the moment when the two finally step into the ring. Tyson's return to the boxing ring has also drawn the attention of some of his former opponents. Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield, both of whom fought Tyson during their careers, have weighed in on the upcoming fight.
Not in the way of those punches because Tyson's a real fighter.
You saw him working out the other day. He's 57 years young. He still got it. He still got it in his eyes. He still got it in the body.
Oh yeah, no, Tyson can throw a punch, he can take a punch, so, he's doing something that he's used to.
Lewis, who famously knocked out Tyson in 2002, has expressed confidence that Tyson can still win, despite the significant age difference between him and Paul. Lewis pointed out that while Tyson may not be in his prime, his experience and power could still make him a dangerous opponent. Holyfield, too, has thrown his support behind Tyson, predicting that if Paul stays too close to Tyson during the fight, he is likely to get caught by one of Tyson's fast, powerful punches. The fight has also generated discussions about Tyson's motivation for returning to the ring at this stage in his life. Some people speculate that financial incentives are driving his comeback, especially given the massive $80 million windfall that both Tyson and Paul are expected to share. However, Tyson himself has downplayed this idea, insisting that his return to boxing is more about challenging himself than making money. In a recent interview, Tyson mentioned that he wants to expose himself to risk and see what he is still capable of. For him, stepping into the ring again is about proving something to himself, not about changing his financial situation. As for Jake Paul, he knows that this fight could make or break his reputation as a boxer. While he has trained hard and improved his skills, many people in the boxing world still view him as an outsider who doesn't belong in the ring with a fighter of Tyson's caliber.
It's day one. The fun just begun.
Those who have seen Tyson train, including former heavyweight champion Larry Holmes, believe that Tyson remains a dangerous fighter. Holmes, who was knocked out by Tyson in the 4th round of their 1988 fight, spoke about Tyson's ability to deliver powerful punches and his relentless fighting style. According to Holmes, Tyson's ability to absorb hits and keep moving forward is something Jake Paul must be ready for if he hopes to survive in the ring. Holmes' insights into Tyson's fighting style are particularly important because they highlight the biggest challenge Jake Paul faces. While Paul has trained hard and improved significantly since he began boxing, he has never faced an opponent like Tyson. Tyson's approach to boxing has always been aggressive. He likes to get close to his opponent, deliver body shots, and keep the pressure on. Holmes believes that if Paul tries to trade punches with Tyson, he will likely lose. Tyson's strength lies in his ability to overwhelm his opponents. This quality still makes him a formidable adversary.
Wave it off! There is a new king of violence, and his name is Jake Paul.
Jake Paul is not backing down. Fresh from a win against Mike Perry, Paul enters this fight with renewed confidence. He has made it clear that he is taking Tyson seriously, studying his past fights and developing a strategy to avoid Tyson's powerful punches. Paul's plan seems to be focused on using his footwork and speed to stay out of Tyson's reach, hoping to frustrate the veteran boxer by not engaging in direct exchanges. Paul has also been vocal about his desire to prove that he is more than just a YouTube personality, that he can compete with real boxers on a professional level. This fight is not just a comeback for Tyson, but also a major test for Jake Paul's boxing career. For Paul, the stakes are incredibly high. If he manages to win, it would be a huge boost to his credibility as a boxer. It would show that he can take on real fighters and win, something that many have doubted since he began his boxing journey. On the other hand, a loss could damage his reputation, but even then, Paul has shown that he knows how to turn losses into opportunities. He has built a career on controversy, and even if Tyson defeats him, Paul is likely to spin the narrative in his favor, maintaining his relevance in the public eye. One of the more curious aspects of Tyson's preparation for the fight is his admission that he might use psychedelic substances to help him perform. In a recent interview, Tyson revealed that he had used mushrooms during his exhibition match with Roy Jones Jr. in 2020, and he hinted that he might do the same before his fight with Jake Paul. Tyson's open discussion about his use of psychedelics is yet another example of how unpredictable and unconventional he has become. However, it also raises concerns about his focus and health. At 58, Tyson is already facing significant physical challenges, and adding substances into the mix could either help him relax or harm his performance. Despite all the concerns about his age, health, and unusual preparation methods, Tyson remains focused on one thing: the thrill of competing. In a recent interview with Esquire, Tyson described himself as a glory junkie, someone who thrives on the attention and excitement that comes with being in the spotlight. He admitted that his desire to fight again is not driven by financial reasons, but by his need to feel relevant. Tyson said he'd rather live a short life of glory than a long life of obscurity, a statement that reflects the depth of his passion for the sport. For Tyson, this fight is about more than just winning or losing. It's about reclaiming a part of himself that he hasn't fully let go of since he retired in 2005. Stepping into the ring once again allows him to reconnect with the fighter he once was and prove to himself and the world that he's still capable of greatness. Whether or not he wins against Jake Paul, Tyson has already achieved something significant by simply coming back to fight.
Day 3. You still want to with me?
Now, Tyson has returned to training and has promised fans that he'll be ready. Tyson is known for his fierce determination, and even at his age, he's not backing down. His career is one of the most impressive in boxing history, with a staggering 254 first-round knockouts. From 1985 until his first retirement in 2005, Tyson was a force to be reckoned with in the boxing world. It's interesting to note that when Tyson was at the peak of his career, Jake Paul wasn't even born yet. By the time Tyson retired in 2005, after a loss to Kevin McBride, Paul was just 8 years old. Now, years later, Paul finds himself facing a man who is not only a legend, but someone he has probably admired growing up. But admiration aside, Paul is determined to make his mark in the boxing world, and this fight with Tyson is his chance to do that. Recently, Jake Paul pointed out that Tyson's refusal to do interviews is a sign that the older boxer is getting ready to face him. Tyson is focusing entirely on his training, which only adds to the anticipation surrounding this fight. But this focus has also led to more questions about Tyson's health. After a tough sparring session, Tyson admitted that he had trouble walking, which raised even more concerns among his fans and critics alike. For Jake Paul, though, this fight is about more than just stepping into the ring with a legend. It's about making history. At a recent press conference, Paul explained that he's not doing this for fame or recognition, but to prove something to himself and the world. As he said, "I'm a kid from Ohio. They'll never give me credit." Paul feels like he's always been underestimated, and beating Tyson would be his way of proving all his doubters wrong. There's no question that the stakes are high for Paul. Many people believe that Tyson's power and experience will be too much for him. In fact, when Paul looks at the comments people make online, he sees how many people are predicting that he will get knocked out. But Paul isn't fazed by these predictions. He knows that fighting someone like Tyson means taking a huge risk, but he's ready for that challenge.
If Mike Tyson knocks you out at this age with this level of inactivity, your career could be over. This is taking a chance to fight somebody as vicious as Mike can be.
You got to risk it for the biscuit. That's the name of the game. I'm here to make history. I'm here for a challenge. I'm here to fight one of the most dangerous men.
He said it best himself. You gotta risk it for the biscuit. Even with all the excitement around this fight, Paul has been receiving threats from other fighters. Tony Bellew, a former cruiserweight champion, recently warned Paul that if they ever fought, Paul would be eaten alive. But despite these threats and warnings, Jake Paul remains focused on one thing: his fight with Mike Tyson. For him, it's Tyson or nothing, and he believes that Tyson, despite his age, is healthy and thriving in training. There's a lot of anticipation and uncertainty surrounding this fight. Will Tyson be healthy enough to fight? Can Jake Paul, with his youth and energy, defeat a seasoned champion like Tyson? So whatever you think, don't forget to comment down your thoughts. Now, Jake Paul also represents a very different type of boxer. While he lacks the decades of experience Tyson has, Paul has taken the sport seriously since stepping into the ring. Many initially dismissed him as a YouTuber trying to capitalize on his fame, but with each fight, Paul has shown that he has real power and skill. In his short career, he has racked up multiple knockouts, which has surprised many who underestimated him. Even though he's relatively new to the sport, he has made a name for himself as someone who isn't afraid to challenge big names. One of the major points of contention surrounding this potential fight is the idea of the round structure. Tyson has suggested that shorter 2-minute rounds might work in his favor, allowing him to conserve energy while still delivering heavy blows. Jake Paul, however, proposed a more traditional format with 3-minute rounds, possibly believing that he could outlast Tyson in a longer bout. The back and forth between the two fighters over this issue has been a source of intrigue, with both camps standing firm on their preferences. The gloves are another factor that could play a crucial role in the outcome of the fight. Heavier gloves, such as the 14-ounce ones being discussed for the bout, can reduce the impact of punches. This could be a disadvantage for Tyson, who built his career on the power of his fists. However, boxing legend George Foreman has weighed in, saying that for a true puncher, glove weight doesn't make much of a difference. According to him, Tyson's punches will still have a significant impact, regardless of the gloves used. Despite all the speculation, one thing is clear. If these two fighters meet in the ring, it will be an event unlike any other. The blend of old-school boxing power and new-age entertainment will draw in viewers from all walks of life. And that's all we have for today's episode. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell while you're down there.